Gaming with Plays. Let's get marvelous. How you doing? Doing the marbles. You too can play it one day. When my only delay was just one day because I wanted to think about how it was doing a special stage. Anyway, it's a short game. We're in some kind of Greco-Roman place with lava and purple ground, and I don't know. Do I look like I know the lore of Sonic? I mean, I know some Sonic lore, but as it relates to each individual Sonic game, not like the overarching, what has every character been up to? Loads and loads of the Sonic clones, Sonic allies, Sonic villains that just happen to be obese. So much so, it's just like the shape of an egg. Or the shape of a Jim Carrey, if you will. How dramatic that is. I could say there's some sort of irony about Jim Carrey being Eggman, if you know some things. I don't know if I'm in that position to share that kind of thing. Or I don't know if I'm in that position to make that connection so vibrantly as this guy is. It's like, what if he's just an asshole in real life? Oh, more than that. I don't know, dude. Actors. I just follow them. I don't idolize them. I don't parasocialize. Whatever that's supposed to be. I guess parasocializing is actually just like loving a shadow, come to think of it. I think that's why I don't fall into it anymore, as maybe I could have if I was younger. By the time you're an adult, maybe that gets over with. There's platforms that fall into lava. You can kind of see the layer effect with the lava underneath, like a second layer of lava. It kind of reminds me of some kind of hot lasagna pizza. Pizza! I'm also working on other stuff. So, if you're wondering how it took so long to do the Sonic 1 playthrough, it didn't. I just, I'm doing this thing where I kind of just, kind of go in between playthroughs. I get stuck one place and go to another. And that eventually turned into me getting just stuck in two different ones. I'm like, let me just do some Sonic. Crank that out. That's what I did. So, yeah, that's the workload experience. Behind the scenes, it's like, or it's like in front of the scenes, it's like, he's not doing anything. Behind the scenes, it's like, plans upon plans to make animals robots. Who needs nature? Science is superior. Marvelous. Marvelous? Hi, I'm Marvelous. So, what does this dream state represent? A green bird. Green birds in the sky. What did they turn into? They turned to something. They turned into fish, apparently. And now we're underwater. Is that the dream you proposed to me? If you notice the way this tilting works, when you touch the R's, you get reversed. And then when you push up, or when you touch up or down, it just automatically tries to readjust to a certain part really quickly. Like, I don't know how it determines up from down, however. Considering that I don't know where the North Pole is in Sonic the Hedgehog. So why would I know that? I wouldn't. Please! All the emeralds are colors that aren't, like, only one of them is green, the rest are not green. We named these wrong. Should just be called the Chaos Gems, but that's not as cool now. The Gemeralds. That's what they are. The Gemeralds. General Gemerald. How are you? Gemerald. Oh wait, that's the name of something else. Emerald Lynch. The robot of finance. Alright. If you get a continue, it's basically you lose all your lives and then you just get some more. However, if you do game over, despite the continue, yeah, I think your score just goes to 0. Why do I need to know about the score? The score doesn't feel so important in Sonic 1. I know in, like, the other two, or at least Sonic 3, it'd be like every 50,000 points gives you a life, which gives me a lot more reason to go crazy with the points. Which I almost never have to worry about anyway, but, yeah. Always a risk of just screwing things up in Sonic 1, because it's like, yeah, I just want to go crazy. It's like, no, you gotta be all methodical and stuff. It's not like in the other Sonic games where you really should be fast, or you're just gonna die due to time running out. Which can happen, by the way, if you let the timer go beyond 10 minutes, you're dead. It's not something I knew about at first. Like, maybe only after, like, 5 or so years of playing Sonic did I figure that out. When I basically spent too much time in Sandopolis. Yeah, that one time I spent too much time in Sandopolis. That's when I discovered that time limit existed. Oh boy. Also, there's this obsession in Sonic games with bumpers, springs, and needles just coming out of every which way. For no reason. Just because. I do like how there's, like, different sets of animals for each stage. That's kind of nice. And you release them onto the world. But what would... It's especially funny if I was like, okay, I'm gonna go in the lava now, I'll be safe. The animals are hereby known as the Flickies, which all may have separate names. I don't recall that offhand. But it's based off another Sega arcade game, Flicky. So, yeah. In case you're wondering about originality. Actually, this isn't Sonic's first appearance, which is odd. Ask some Sonic historians about that. Where I guess he just kind of premiered as like a cameo before existing as a franchise, which actually makes more sense. But also, like, since that was a bit before my time, like, nearly at my time, it's just like, I don't know how I'd get hyped for, like, that. Or how anyone would have, not knowing that there was going to be a mascot war or something. You don't really think it's stuff like that. But marketing and, blast processing. Yeah, no. The blast processing is all in your head. It's actually just good code, as it turns out. I don't think it was the hardware, so to speak. Or at least that didn't explain the whole truth of what Genesis actually does, but... I'm not the one to speak to on hardware. Just the whole blast processing thing I felt was worth discussing. That's a little... Of course it's silly, but it sounded cool, so I all bought into it, because marketing. 90s marketing at that. You know how 90s marketing is like? It's a bit like experiencing ADHD if you don't have ADHD. And if you do have ADHD, you'll probably feel calm. It's like, oh, such relaxing, ridiculous sounds and music. How calming. Like if somehow you drank a coffee and you fell asleep because of it, and you're like, what? I don't know, dude. All I know is I got another blue shield to make the blue sphere. Oh boy. Fun thing about blue sphere. Yeah, let me mention that. So, the Sonic 3 and Knuckles thing, or you have the Sonic and Knuckles thing, which has the lock-on cartridge, and you can put another game on top of it. Originally, so you could just put Sonic 3 on and make one whole game. But you could do it with other stuff, too, like putting Sonic 2 to make Knuckles show up in Sonic 2. Or any other game, and it'll be like, no way, but you can do this one special stage in it. But if you put in Sonic 1, you get access to all, like, possible iterations of, like, the Blue Sphere minigame for the special stages. And it's basically impossible to do every stage in your entire life. It's not even if you keep skipping 10 by doing it perfectly. Not even if you divided them about like, I don't know, a few hundred people doing each and every stage at, like, separate stages until they did all of them as a collaborative effort. And even then, to prove it, you'd have to have generations of people watching the footage to make sure it's all legit. So, yeah. It's not happening. There's not going to be any Let's Play of Blue Sphere. Not for me, anyway. Not from anybody. Until we invent immortality, then we can finally get through every... It'd be like if you're playing a roguelike and you want to try every seed possible. Like, you're not going to do that. You've seen how big those numbers get, man? The bajillions, the zillions, the mammalians, the mammalians, the aliens... It's a lot. 4 emeralds. Hey, I got enough to make a Super Famicom controller. Oh boy, we're gonna have to do something that I think that makes the other ones what, purple and or no, I think it's like purple one and a white one. I have forgotten. I believe there's a white one though. I gotta believe. Yeah. Oh, also, I am not gonna do Sonic Origins before you ask. I know it adds these interesting mission mode things and stuff, but I don't feel the need. If I somehow got gifted, it'd be like, okay, I mean, I'll take this, but I think it's safe to say I wouldn't do a playthrough, or I wouldn't do a video playthrough thing of Sonic Oranges. That'd just kind of be between me and Sonic fans or something. But a Sonic Mini thing, yeah. We'll figure that out. We'll figure that out together. Going under lava. Yeah. Slow going from our marble friends. Everything is so purple. This kind of... Marble Zone kind of reminds me of, like... I don't know. I feel some, like, DOS influence, but I think that's just because of what I know about the sound chip, which is kind of a Yamaha OPL. It's similar to what FM synthesis is in DOS. It's not the exact same, but it's, like, a close cousin. So, Sega sound is closely related to FM sound in DOS, which is a good fact to have. Maybe not, but if you're trying to make a DOS game a Sega Genesis game, maybe you should try that, or the other way around. Make Sega Genesis into DOS. Blast DOSing. Yeah, your floppy disk going faster than the speed of sound. Sonic. Yeah, it's like, how did I get this song? It's like, dude, I was just a young kid. Of course I tried it, because it's like, oh, you've played Nintendo? Try the Sega Genesis. And then that's... I believe that's just how it went down. That was pretty much it. I didn't really think about, like, the core concept of Sonic. At least not until, like, what? Sonic Adventure DX and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. I didn't think about this, worry about that otherwise. Oh, right, yeah, you know what? You do Sonic 3D Blast, that's right. I almost forgot about that. Sonic 3D Blast counts as me doing it, which will happen. I should note, though, if you've seen what I did with Sonic 3D Blast before, I did the Genesis one. For this one I'm gonna do, it's gonna be the Saturn version. I'm sorry, I like the Saturn version more. That's not to say you shouldn't play the 3D Blast one, because I imagine that one's... Or, you shouldn't play the Genesis one, because I imagine that one's easier to modify. And the music's also good on that, too. It's just, I don't know. I feel like you're not going to get a lot of Saturn playthroughs out of me, so that'd be, like, one of those few. Like that and, like what? Fucking Nights? I don't know. We'll just have to look into the Saturn, because it didn't really do well now, did it? Because of, like, Sega CD... Sega 32X, we don't know what was going on. I mean, we do kind of know what was going on. We just went crazy between two different factions. It's like, Sega was one of those rare companies that's both American and Japanese from the outset. Which is why I believe they... Did they not have, like, some headquarters in Hawaii or something? I kind of forget. Sega stands for Service Games, by the way. To let you know that they're an arcade company. And still very much, in a sense, are. Like, if you see arcade cabinets, I'm sure you're going to see Sega somewhere. Like, I think Namco may not have given up on that much either, or Capcom, but you don't hear about as much as Sega being like, yeah, we stick to our roots. You know? I think it's good now that, you know, since the 2000s, Sega's embraced, you know, saving. I suppose that was the Saturn... Not Saturn's doing it. Perhaps the Dreamcast doing is where they decide, okay, fine. Doesn't necessarily have to be arcadey, but can it look arcadey? Yes. And that's why we have save files on Crazy Taxi. It's Crazy Taxi! Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Do. So yeah, could just like suddenly be in Sonic mode, but you know, if I get another Sonic playthrough out, it'll be too soon. I'll probably do it though. Can't stop me. Can't stop me. You can't stop me. I'm the Blue Hedgehog man. Got a speed, kid. Got a juice, caboose. Gotta run, hun. Got a velocity, Felicity. Gotta accelerate. I gave up on trying to run with accelerate now. But physics, yeah, pinball physics mostly. Sonic is a natural character put in a pinball, which is why there was a Sonic Spinball. Your mileage may vary on whether I do like Master System / Game Gear stuff. I don't know yet. We can think about that together. Now that you've done with the marbles, maybe some Tiddlywink Zone next?